Hello everyone. So in this video we will discuss another LeetCode question of how to merge two sorted lists. So basically we are given two linked lists 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, and we would have to create another list or a linked list which should be merged and formed by merging both of these linked lists and should also be in the sorted order. Now to create it, let us create a variable L3 which will store a new node having a value 0. Now this L3 points to the head of the new linked list that will contain the output. We will have another variable point that is pointing to the L3, and while L1 not equals to none or L2 not equals to none, we will go into the while loop. Now L1 is the first linked list, L2 is the second linked list. If L1 is none, then point dot next equals to L2. So if L1 is none, then simply set the next of point to L2 value. Then else if L2 is none, then point dot next should be equal to L1. Else if none of them are none, simply take a variable num that is equals to 0. If L1 dot val or the value in the L1 is less than L2 dot val, then num equals to L1 dot val and L1 equals to L1 dot next. So store the value of the current node where the L1 is located in num, and the L1 pointer should move to the next node in the linked list. Else it means if L1 dot val is not less than L2 dot val, then L1 dot val is greater than L2 dot val. Then num equals to L2 dot val. We will store the value of the current node of L2 in num, then shift the pointer of L2 to the next node. Thus L2 equals to L2 dot next. And after all this is done, we would create a node using the num variable and set the value of the new node to num. We'll take a variable x which would be equal to list node, and it would have a value of num. So x is a single node which is containing variable num containing the value num, and point dot next is equals to x and point equals to point dot next. So what is happening is that since point here is actually pointing from the head node and it is just iterating or going through the list and adding values from L1 and L2 as it is adding value one by one. Here in this case, if both L1 and L2 are not equals to num, then whichever value of either L1 or L2, whichever is lesser, that value is stored in num, and finally in X node is created and the X variable is pointing to that new node having a value of num, and we are saying that the point.next is the address of the point variable where is pointing to the next address of which will be equal to X, and after that address is attached to the point, then shift the point to point.next. Now once this is done, simply return L3.next. So the error is actually due to not setting the break point here, because once this condition is met, simply point.next equals to L2 and we are done. The entire loop ends. Similarly in the second case also, since it was going into a kind of unable to break out of the loop, that's why the error was coming. Now it is working.